let's cross to our reporter at the event, Natasha Piri. A very good morning to you, Natasha. Thank you so much for joining us. And just give us a preview of what's to be expected today.
Well, very bright and morning to you, Simpu and Lebo, and of course to our SABC viewers. Indeed, we're coming to you from the heart of Soweto, the FNB, iconic FNB Stadium. And this is as the EFF will be celebrating 10 years of its existence, 10 years of its anniversary, and hence the theme, 10 years of the unbroken struggle. You're quite correct there. The program will be starting at 12 noon. And of course, EFF President Julius Malema is set to address and give his keynote address at 2 p.m. Of course, reflecting on 10 years of the party. You would know that the party was founded in 2013 on the 26th of July in Marikana, and of course based on the 7 pillars, 7 non-negotiable pillars, and that some of those pillars being the expropriation of land without compensation, the nationalization of mines, building state capacity, free quality education, houses, and so forth. And we expect the EFF leader to actually reflect as a party. You're quite correct there. They have grown to being the third biggest political party there in Parliament. Of course, they're the only party actually in South Africa which has actually grown substantially at the polls. We're speaking last municipal elections, I think they grew to over 10%. But of course, Simpiwe, this is only not about the party, but of course, the supporters that have come here out in their numbers. I'm now joined by a group of women who come all the way from the Limpopo province, which is the home province of their leader, Mr. Julius Malema. And we'll just gauge their their feelings and what they feel. And I should just actually put out a disclaimer. My belly is not good, so please do forgive me there if I butcher it. But Maralebocha, thank you so much for joining us on SABC News. So Lunataya all the way from Limpopo, celebrate 10 years ya EFF, ma'am.
Our Naralewo, Arifitini, a very boy peeling. Matata, I tell EFF. Both have a FF, Scarakelo. Open.
Ona EFF mama next year ke re ya go electioning una hana re EFF e tla gola
ka maikutlo a motho ha le re ha so ithapele yona e ka se hole o tlo somo bya ka nnelete o hana lokela tlhala.
Okay, are ko mama ke a bona gore shem you are limping mare despite that le wena o tlile mo ko stadium o nya go ikwa mnate. But besides from mnate, what are you expecting to hear from president wa lona?
Mom president wa rona Elias Julius Malema se ke nya go se ka mena go re fa maele le re convince batho ka mantle ka mo ba jana le EFF at the end e party leader.
Okay. Mama, for you, why is the EFF your party of choice? When are you ratelaing EFF?
EFF ke rata bana ke mokgatlo ile ngore o strong and o lola ditokelo tsa batho. Ga le re sokola go nwe sa le re ke thoma o joinela EFF re kwa re ne le matla ene re bontsha tsela o re bontsha tsela e rola dilo tse ile re khale be re dinyaka re sa di khwetse ko morago
ska eng mama ska eng
ho ba se kae
a ke re o tsana leng
a ke ilola nke la bona ilola naga EFF ilola naga re lo tsa rena tse di utsutleng di boe lo tse khale re dinyaka di boe
mama we know the president of the EFF, the leader of the EFF, Julius Malema, will be addressing you guys. What are you expecting addressing in that speech of his?
Nna ke le morongwa mo kwena ke tswa modimole mo Gopo municipality ke re mo etsa pela rena Julius Malema a tswele pele ka gore botsa gore re be strong ka mara party ya rena ka re ke mokgatlo a ditšhuana ke mokgatlo le ngore o nyaka rena ba sokodi gore bana ba rena ba khone tswela pele ka education le rena re khone go tswela pele ka education obane thuto ha ena boholo re ka khona go tswela pele ka education and ebile o re tlhotlheletsa gore re bo hape re lwele madulo a rena mo nkileng ra nna hona mo diplaseng re go tshetseng mmusho wa rena re tshetseng ke batho ba bashwe so re sanetse re wine mmusho wa rena back so gore EFF e gole ke ka baka la rena e rena re ka tswela pele ra tshwara ratisha EFF sa tlo gola because EFF ya gola no di woteng tsa rena re khona go bona ka nnete EFF ya phela EFF ya gola e gola
EFF ko Limpopo. Do you think that come next year's elections, EFF lo gola ha holo ko Limpopo? Because remember, Limpopo is still under the ANC.
Yeah, EFF ya gola ku di polokwane because ke go mo supportang gona ke ko Julius a tswang gona batho ba Polokwane ra ikgantsha ka bona EFF e godile ba direla dilo tse di botse dikakanyo tsa EFF ebile ke bona le di-party tse dingwe di etsa di utswa ka re ke mo ba tšhentšhile di-RDP tsena ba re agela tsona ba tlisitse pattern e la moetapele a rena na re eletša ka ena gore le rena re nyaka dintlo tša dithaene ke bona gone jwale ba didia ba tšea di-ideas tša gage so Julius o ralela gore ke moetapele o motlhwatlhwa.
Okay, well, that was various views from these women here saying that, listen, the reason why they love the EFF is that the EFF actually is a party that actually fights for the poor of South Africa. Like you heard from Omama, the EFF is actually giving other political parties a run for its money. Let me just try rope in the chairperson of the EFF in Gauteng, Mr. Nkululeko John Wick Dunga. Thank you so much for joining us at SABC News. You're the host province. How are you feeling? Is everything running according to plan?
No, thanks, Natasha. Yeah, no, so far so good. All logistics are in place. We're ready to welcome everybody to the celebration of the EFF as we turn 10 years, and to really also listen to the Commander-in-Chief and the incoming President of South Africa later on this afternoon.
This is also a time for reflection, Mr. Dunga, and just speaking about coalitions and reviewing coalitions, the stance of the EFF, particularly with what's been happening in the city of Ekurhuleni.
Yeah, well, look, the Economic Freedom Fighters is no way in a coalition with any organization. We are literally using the demographics and the political demographics that were given unto us in 2021 by the electorate, and forming a government and a stable government that will really nurture the dignity of our people in terms of restoration. And that's what we do on a daily basis. We navigate through operations of governments in ensuring that at least the voice of our people and our constituency is upheld at all material conditions.
Well, the EFF has grown at the polls. The trajectory is only, going up higher. Do you expect the same for next year? And also, as a party, just looking back and reflecting on issues around the party, what can the EFF do better, especially here in the province of Gauteng?
Yeah, look, I think we have done pretty much well in terms of the mobilization of the structures of the EFF. We can do much more greater in engaging them so that genuinely we have a greater absorption of community members who are activists by nature. We are getting there. Majority of our leaders now have actually formed part of other organizations and NPOs such as SGBs and ward committees as well. So that's what we are doing, and enforcing really discipline in the structures of the EFF, and adhering to the highest level of protocol and observation of protocol and its leadership.
Talking about that issue, some of your colleagues have been barred from attending the celebrations today because they did not provide transportation for their constituencies. How do you feel about that, seeing that you've been working very hard to provide transport for your members and they didn't?
Yeah, look, it's a collective approach to a positioning of the Economic Freedom Fighters. We sat down, discussed, and formulated a program of action in terms of how we are going to ensure that we not only fill up the stadium, but we have a great celebration. And part of that entailed that everyone has personal and individual responsibilities. And we need to protect the organization and its decisions. And that decision came as a result of interaction in an organizational meeting, in reflecting how best can we do in terms of the filling up of the stadium. And there must always be recourse for those who actually do not uphold.
What kind of recourse?
Such as barring you from actually attending the program of action where you are not a part of ensuring that it is a success. So collectively we have done pretty much well. We've got a lot of public representatives who actually adhered to the organizational mandate in ensuring that we actually bring as many people as possible, particularly in Gauteng. I mean, we're only dealing with a very few councillors, and when you look at specifically where we're having those challenges is as a result of dysfunctional municipalities and the financial constraints of those municipalities not paying public representatives representatives on time and so forth as a factor in terms of not being able to adhere to the organizational mandate.
Correct me if I'm wrong, this is also your launch for the elections next year. What are you looking for, and specifically the numbers? What benchmark is the EFF looking for next year?
Well, we're planning for a complete takeover in 2019.
Is that practically going to happen?
Of course it is. We're going to fill up the stadium as a sign of state of readiness and as a sign of confidence in the people of Gauteng, for the EFF in particular. What happened in 2019, we know that a significant portion of the votes were stolen by the ANC then, with the double voting and so forth. So we know scientifically it's virtually impossible for an organization to have a 50.1% victory on elections. So there must have been some dodginess attributed towards that minimal victory by the ANC. So we are planning for a takeover and we are going to win. The EFF is going to grow substantially in as much as we have shown growth in terms of our membership, particularly in Gauteng, and also in terms of the trajectory. We've always been consistent with growth.
Mr. Dungan, let me not hold you further back. Thank you so much for joining us on SABC News. Of course, Lebo and Simpio,
you've... Today, join us.
This is not campaigning. This is not a campaigning
here
tool.
At the FNB Stadium. So, Kala, got 10 exactly. Please come and listen to the Commander-in-Chief as he gives us a line of march.
Well, that was the EFF chairperson, Mr. Nkululeko Dunga, just imploring his constituencies and EFF members to come out in their numbers. The expectation is that EFF members will fill this 94,000-seater stadium. Of course, you've heard him there. Very confident that the EFF will take it all next year at the next coming elections. Of course, we do expect more members to actually come out in their numbers here at the stadium. Of course, I'm not alone. I will be joined by my colleague Samgele Masego, by the foreign news editor Sophie Mukwen, and of course, political editor Mzwandile Mbeche. Of course, I do implore our SABC viewers to stay tuned to SABC News. We will be streaming the 10th anniversary of the EFF via all social media platforms. Of course, do also watch out for our tweets on social media, and do make SABC News your news channel of choice.